I'm Mr. Told You So. I'm not a people pleaser, bro. I'm a CEO. And some people fuck me over, I can't let it go. Problem, they follow me wherever I go. Someone please take my phone away from me before I go off. Someone please take my phone away from me before I go out to a place where it shouldn't be. Um, so I took a L on BTC, and it was like I was risking about 70, 80 bucks, but I got a Diddy candle, so you know what happens when Diddy come around. The fucking markets molest you. So, uh, so as you see, I ended up losing $102. I was not supposed to lose that much. I was using a point 15 lot, so I was really risking about $75 because with Bitcoin, um, I go half of what the lot is. So really, a point 15 lot is I'm risking. That means I'm making $150 for every 100,000 points because I use a 50,000 point stop loss around there, just depending on my entry. So I was really risking around $75 to $80. So um, like I said, I got hit with a Diddy candle, so I ended up losing more than I was actually risking. I was actually up in this trade, and I'm gonna break it down. I was actually up in this trade, because my entry was like right here, and my stops was above this. So I was looking to take price down to this, around this zone right here. So I was looking at a good amount, like a 1 to 4, looks like. But I'm gonna tell y'all what I did wrong and all type of shit. And I should have got out of this trade because I was up. Boom, I was up right here. Price came back to create a lower high, and then price came down here at this level where buyers had pushed up, and price just wasn't breaking. So that should have alarmed me, and I should have got out and just took my money because I was up at least like 55, 60 bucks. So I would have made some money or at least broke even because I saw it when it had this crazy wick candle around New York session. So as you see, price broke this lower high, broke this level, created a high and a higher low, and another higher low and a higher high and another higher low. But on the 4 hour, you can see this as a lower low, lower high, and then a higher low. 1, 2, 3, 4 rejections from this area. So that could have been like, all right, nigga, price don't want to go down anymore, and then it creates a high and another higher low. Now it created another high. So price can come back up to this level of sellers where it had this push and showed this resistance, and then continue to fall down or continue to go up. We'll just go based off of that. But in all reality, I'm looking for sales if the opportunity presents itself around this level of sellers. So I'll wait on the structure to shift and I'll just take fucking sales. Like, it's not a big deal. A little $100 L ain't too crazy to me, even though I'm at a small account, and $100 L is like a third of the account, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? But the way I trade, bro, and the way you know what I'm saying, like, I already know I'm gonna make it back and then some. But yeah, that was pretty much the L on why the account's back at $267. So I'm still profitable on the week. Shit, I'm still profitable on the week. So I ain't tripping. Like, I turned a $90 into 260, and I missed out on some trades. But the overall takeaway from this L was when price is creating that bearish structure. When price is creating structure, right, when it's falling, I keep saying right, and it needs to create another low and another lower high in order for it to continue, like, letting you know it wants to continue dropping. If it's not consistently creating lower lows and lower highs and something's missing, then that's guarantee a red flag that it does not want to continue to keep dropping. So that's what I took away from this, and that's something I caught on to as I look, because every time I take a L, I took my L and I was done for the day. It was already Friday. I'm not finna go back in the markets and try to revenge trade and make it back. even though I could have got back in for buys and took price back up to here because clearly it's bullish. I could have done that, but price has to create a low, lower high, and a lower low, lower high, and a lower low, lower high, and a lower low, right? If price is failing to do so, even though it creates a lower high, if it creates a higher low and another lower high and another higher low, that's a no trade zone. You see what I'm saying? So if it's creating lower highs and higher lows, that's a no trade zone. That's called consolidation because it's not giving you a clear direction. So that should alarm me when price was creating a low, a lower high, a higher low, a lower high, and then a higher low. Was this considered a lower low, but it didn't break the previous low, so I wouldn't consider a lower low. And it created a lower high, and then it created a lower low, but it wasn't lower than this fucking point. So the point wasn't getting broken. It was pretty much just bouncing off this area and this area, these two zones. So that could have been a no trade zone until price had broke out of either one. But in all reality, you want to see this when it's bearish. You want to see a lower low, a lower high. Even if it creates a higher low, as long as it creates a lower high and breaks the previous lower low, you're still valid for sales, right? So just like this, you want to see it constantly create lower lows and lower highs. As you see, higher high, higher low, lower high, the break of a higher low, lower high. Prices continuing to create lower low, lower high. This is a lower high and a higher low, but it still creates that lower high. But I know price is going down to this level. As you see, it tapped into it. So once it tapped into it, I took my money. But as you see, price tapped in here, created that low, but it's had level bars, and it shifted the structure: higher high, higher low, 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 lower high, but it's still creating a higher low, higher low, higher high, higher low. It's still creating that bullish structure, even though it broke out of this and came back and broke this lower high. It still created that higher low because it broke this level of sellers, and it was just coming back to create that higher low on the 4 hour. As you see on the 4 hour, higher high and then higher low on the 4 hour. So that's why I use the 4 hour time frame, because you can see the lower low, lower high, and lower low, higher, the break of a lower high, a higher high, and a higher low. So you know the structure is shifting. But I don't want to make this video too long because it's not really too much to explain, but I do want to explain it. I do want to explain when y'all are looking for setups, for the people that do watch my shit, for actual to understand and take something away from this. And what I took away from this L was price has to create those lows and those lower highs consistently in order for, you know what I'm saying, sales to be valid. As you see, price create a lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. That's bearish structure. You see the prices creating these consistent lower lows and these consistent lower highs and these lower low, lower highs. If price is not consistently doing that, and you don't see that structure of that lower low, lower high, lower low, you see, it comes back up here, creates a lower high, but it still creates that lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, higher low, and then, you know what I'm saying, like, if it wants to continue dropping, it's going to continue to break those previous lows. Lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. It breaks the lower high, creates a higher high, and then a higher low, and you see it shifts back to structure. It's all about the market structure on the 4 hour and the 1 hour. The 4 hour is always going to be stronger. But like I said, if price is not, look, you see your price breaks here, creates a low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. So price needs to consistently break the previous lows in order for price to continue falling, in order for you actually, you know what I'm saying, be able to put more positions in. You want to see that lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. If it's not doing that and it's kind of wishy-washy, bouncing off two zones, get out and just wait on the structure to shift, or wait for price to give you a direction, because it's always going to give you direction. Same thing when you're buying: higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. You want to see higher highs be created or higher lows keep being created in order for price to still be valid for the direction. And as you see, the market does it over and over again. Price gets here, creates a lower low, lower high, higher low, lower high, and then it creates that another higher low. It didn't break this previous lower low. First thing, it's out of level bars, right? But it never breaks the previous higher low. It never breaks the previous low. It creates a higher low. That's a red flag. And then you see price breaks this lower high, creates a higher high, and then a higher low, and then shifts the structure. And then you'll see price create a high, higher low, and then a lower high because it didn't break this previous high, and then it'll create a lower low, lower high, higher low, but it still creates that lower high, and it creates that lower low, lower high, higher low, but it still creates that lower high because probably it was out of session. It broke this previous fucking level of bars, so we know price still wants to keep going bearish. And then you just look at the structure, bro. Please just look at the structure, because when it buys up, it's going to do the same thing. As you see, price gets here, creates an equal fucking lower low, right? But it breaks this lower low, lower high, creates a high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, couple of higher lows because you're probably out of session, creates a high, a higher low, another high, and another higher low, and another higher high, and another higher low off this level of bars. And then it creates like an equal high, I guess. I don't know, but it breaks this lower high, creates another high and a higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. This is why I say the trends are so important. Even if you look at gold, gold does the same thing. So when you're looking at these setups, man, and you're taking these trades, it's all about the market structure. Once you get in a trade, once you get in a trade, bro, you're just managing it, and you're just looking at your 1 hour and your 4 hour for the overall structure to see what price is doing. Because if price never breaks structure, right, and it just keeps creating bearish structure, meaning you're creating lower lows, lower highs, there's no reason for you to get out. You can ride your trade. And that's something I'm noticing as I keep trading. Like, as you keep trading, you're going to keep figuring out certain things about yourself, how you trade. You're always going to be trying to critique and fix whatever your problems is, you know what I'm saying? Because the markets move different. They move the same, but they move different every day, you know what I'm saying? You're not going to get the same shit. You're going to get the same structure. You're going to have market structure, but it's not going to be the exact same pattern every single time. So I'm still, I've only been doing this shit for a couple years, and now I feel like I have it down. But like I said, I'm still gonna make mistakes. Like, you can't name one trader that doesn't take a L. Like, nobody has a 100% win rate. Nobody's ever gonna have a 100% win rate. You can have a 90-something%, depending on how good you get, but you're not always gonna have 100%, exactly 100% win rate, unless, you know what I'm saying, you just really that nigga. But you can get close to it, you know what I'm saying? We've seen it happen. Anything in this world, bro, you can do. It ain't no limits to shit. But just like on gold does the same shit. Everything follows structure. And if you made it to this video, it's just really much for, I'm just explaining shit to the people that watch my fucking videos that come to learn. Because, most of the people that subscribe are some people that I really know personally, and some random people that show love and shit, be like, you're funny and all that shit. I appreciate that shit. But I'm just giving out free knowledge, man, to these people that really want to hit, So as you see on gold, when I was in these gold sales, as I showed y'all, I made like $190. I cut myself short. There was no reason for me to really get out because price was continuing the downtrend. You want to ride the trend for as long as you can until market shows you different. So I got in right here, perfect entry. Stops was above here. I was risking about $60-$70 on this trade because I use a 0.03 lot of my stops. My entry was a little dog shit. But as you can see price create a little baby lower high, and then a lower low, and then a lower high. Price never broke this lower high and created a high and a higher low. So I should have still been in my trade managing it on the 1 hour or the 4 hour. You know what I'm saying? Even on the 4 hour, you can see structure just dropping. It's not really breaking nothing dramatic. You know what I mean? So I could have rode this trade because it's not doing this shit where it's fucking low and then lower high, and then it's rejecting this area. You know what I'm saying? So you can see the structure on the 4 hour. You can see the structure on the 1 hour also. But most of the time, all this shit's going to correlate, but you're going to see the shit on the 1 hour happen before it happens on the 4 hour, because it's going to take 4 1 hour candles before it creates that 4. So, but as you see, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, higher low, higher high, and then a higher low. That's the sign of a reversal. So you can see gold probably buy up if price wants to break this, because it just hit this level of bars where it originally had broke out of. So this is a good level for price to reverse at and go back up. But following the market structure is what's going to get you paid, and understanding that you can ride your trades out, because there's no reason for me to get out of this trade. I could have made like $700 just off of just that one fucking hold. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have to do nothing, just leave it alone and let it play out. You know what I mean? Like, trading is so simple once you get it down. When we first started, of course, it's fucking hard. But once you get this bitch down, all you got to do is find your entry, nigga, and you ain't got to do shit else. Like, you can go on with your day. All you got to do is manage that bitch from time to time. You know what I'm saying? Like, trading, when you swing trading all that shit like I do, I don't scalp and shit no more. I used to just trade the 5 minute chart, but it's like, bro, what's the overall market doing? What are the banks doing? What are the real niggas, the billionaires and these banks and these trillionaires, the companies doing? What are they doing? They're using the higher time frames like the fucking 4 hour and the daily, and they're looking for overall structure. They're looking for these big ass fucking moves. Because if the market is going from here all the way down to here, from here all the way up to here, from here all the way down to here, why the fuck wouldn't I want to catch that whole move? Why the fuck would I be on my fucking 1 minute chart? You know what I mean? Why the fuck would I be on the 1 minute chart looking for a baby ass play? Like, bro, even on the 1 minute, you can see that shit just falling. You know what I'm saying? Like, why would I want this baby move, you know what I'm saying, on the 1 minute when I can just overall zoom out and see what the market is overall doing on the higher time frames, you know, and catch this whole move? Because the niggas that are catching this whole move, trust me, nigga, when you know how to trade, bro, let's say you get in at this lower high after it creates that lower low. Say you get in at that lower low and then it creates this lower high, you get in at this lower high, nigga. You can now add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 positions if you wanted to and take price all the way down to this level of buyers, and you would have made some dog shit, bro. You know? Like, even if you would have caught this move, like, this is the move I missed. Like, you would have caught this move, boom. Price comes back up here. It shows you the resistance. Doesn't want to pass. Under this level, this is a level of buyers. Price pushed up from here. So once it broke this, it's holding this level as a level of sellers. As you can see, when price got right here, that's why price reversed, because this was a level of buyers. Now it's a level of sellers. When price breaks something, it's going to hold it as buyers or sellers, depending on what gets broke. If buyers get broke, it's going to hold that level that was once buyers as sellers. If sellers get broke, as you see, if buyers get broke, it's going to hold that level as sellers, right? And then if fucking sellers get broke, let me show y'all niggas. Oh my gosh. Oh my god. Oh my gosh. And as you see, when sellers get broke right here, this level of sellers push price down. When sellers get broke, it holds that level as buyers until that level gets broke. You see this gets broke, now it's holding it as sellers. Like, so once you understand trading, bro, it's gonna, like, you're just gonna eat. You're just going to eat. Like, there's just no other way around it. As honest the way it sounded. Think I know it and never found it. I doubt it. I'm there for you if you allow it. Girl, you know I gotta keep you around. But like, for real though, I could have held this trade all the way down here and made $700, bro, just off of risking $70, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's what the fuck. So, and I could have added more positions just riding the trend, you know. But that's pretty much it. That's where I fucked up at when I took my $100 L. I just wasn't following the market structure, and I wasn't paying attention to price not creating those lows. Because if price was to wanted to keep falling, it would have did this. It would have broke this low right here, and it did this, and then came create that lower high. Then it would have created that lower low, and that lower high, and that lower low, that lower high, and that lower low. You know what I'm saying? All the way down to this level of buyers. It didn't do that. It started creating some higher lows, created a higher low at this level. It still created that lower high, which makes price valid, but it never broke. It never broke this lower low and this lowest point. So it has to break that lowest point. Like, you'll see price, right? It broke this, created that low, lower high, higher low, created that lower low. I mean that lower high, but it broke the previous lowest point. It has to break that previous lowest point. If it doesn't break that previous lowest point, then most likely it doesn't want to drop. Like this right here is the highest point. Boom, this higher low. This higher low right here didn't break this higher. It didn't break this level of buyers, so we know buyers are sitting here. It has to break this level. That's why I mark up these rectangles. It has to break this level if it truly wants to go down. If it never breaks those levels, then price is still valid to drop. And I'll show y'all time and time again, over and over and over again, what the market does, as I do so well. And this is just really extra credit at this point. But I want to show y'all, bro. I just want to show y'all, bro. Like, we caught sales from here, right? So check me out. So right, this is the 4-hour time frame. We know sellers are sitting here, so since sellers never broke this, I remember I took an L on this and I fucked and blew my account after I made like 2 bands off of like $30, $40 or some shit. I was up 2 bands. I blew my account because I was over trading at this time, and I was trying to get it back, and I wanted to get my money back that I lost, and I was doing the most, right? But in all reality, bro, I looked at my mistakes and I look back at this now. It's tapped into a level buyers, just created a higher high, a higher low, a higher, well, this is a lower low and a lower high. A higher low, break of a lower high, created a higher high and a higher low, higher high, higher low, and then a high hit this level of sellers, and then it broke this higher low, created that low, lower high, and then continued to drop. Right now that I got better and got, you know what I'm saying? Now I see this, I'm like, damn, bro, I really fucked it up when I'm just should have been looking at the 4 hour. And then I caught this move down here. I didn't hold it, and it was still creating lower lows, and then it created this lower high. And I remember I was at my cousin's house. I was at my uncle's crib with my cousin. And he was like, yo, it's creating. I was teaching him shit. And I was like, it's supposed to create a lower high. And he's like it's doing now. I was like, yeah, we never got in, and it just had this big ass drop. And then it created the low, lower high, lower low. And it came back up to create this lower high. And I got in on this, created that low, lower high, and I just was trying to get all my money back, and I wasn't holding it, and I was impatient, and this happened for days, and it was just crashing. And then my nigga O, that I show, my cousin's friend and shit, he caught this and made $1,500 off a little shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, but look, it's lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. Like, you're gonna see the trend keep trending. So if it's still trending, catch the trend, ride the trend. Lower low, lower high. The moment the trend breaks, lower low, lower high, higher low, lower high, and higher low, higher low, higher high, higher low. I remember trading all this, bro, and I almost made like $1,000 off this move. Like, you can see the structure, bro. Higher low off this level. Like, I'm looking back at these charts, bro, and like now I know now, and all that shit I lost. I even took sales from here, bro. This break of a higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, lower high. The break of a higher low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower high, lower low, lower high. You know what I'm saying? Like what I'm saying now, bro. Like I just can't unsee it now. And I realize all the mistakes I used to make when I first was trading at the beginning of the year, and I was wondering why I wasn't making no money, and why I blew all my money. When I blew some money, when I made some money, it's just because I just didn't know what the fuck I was doing. I thought I knew it all, but I didn't. Now that I know it, I'm just working out and tweaking a little bit of shit, bro, and making sure that I'm getting better as the days go by. If you're trading, you're still making the same mistakes that you made last week, you're gonna put yourself in a cycle of constantly doing the same shit, and you don't want to do that, bro. It's exhausting when you say you're gonna fix this and you don't, and then you continue to fucking have to, you tell yourself I'm gonna do this, and you don't do it. You're just killing yourself, because now you're lying to yourself. You know what I mean? Like, every time you break your rules, every time you're impatient, every time you take a dumb setup, you're fucking yourself up. Like, you're fucking your mental up. Like, nigga, if you say you're gonna go to the gym, go to the fucking gym. If you say you're gonna eat clean, nigga, eat clean. And as I'm living life, I'm trying to do that more often. I'm reading books and all this shit, listening to audiobooks and shit, trying to train my mind to do that. Like, when I say I'm gonna do something, do it. If I know I gotta clean this, do it. If I know I gotta go wash my car, do it. If I know I gotta motherfucking wash clothes, do it. If I know I gotta make my bed, do it. If I know I gotta clean up, do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, shit like that. Like, I gotta start getting shit done, because psychology tells you, like, when you start doing the things you say you're gonna do, they give you small wins. It starts building up your discipline and your confidence up more and more and more. So yeah, bro, that's important with trading. Trading is going to reveal what type of person you are, bro. If you're an overthinker and you're thinking too much about it, or you're bad at managing money and all this shit, it's going to reveal everything that you're bad at, and it's going to make you fix it before you become profitable. And I noticed that with time, so I'm just fixing my mistakes and doing what I'm supposed to do just to get better at this trading shit. And then I want to just document this shit for my personal shit, and I don't even tell all people about my YouTube channel. I kind of just made this just to teach people and show people that it's really possible to turn a low amount into a lot amount. All you got to do is figure the skill out. And this is me as a nigga that's just figuring the skill out and live, and I ain't even like no fucking multi-millionaire yet, but I'm gonna show niggas it's possible. And then, you know what I'm saying, just do what it do. So that's pretty much it. I don't want to ramble too much, but just following the trend is what I'm taking away from this, and I'm just gonna start holding my trades longer if the trend is still trending. As you see, lower low, lower high. On the 4 hour, you can see this shit perfectly, beautifully, bro. And these are like L's that I took. Lower low, lower high. Break of this higher low, lower high, higher low. Still create a lower high. Broke this, created a lower low. And then it's like a no trade zone. But I remember taking sales from this. And then price broke. Lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. and it just continues to drop, bro. Like, it just does the same shit. Price is creating lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, and then it creates a low, creates a higher low off this level of buyers, breaks this lower high, creates a higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, and then it's just like higher lows building up, high, lower low, still breaks it, high, low, higher low, another higher low. It's just building up, and then high, higher low, hits a level of sellers, rejects this on the 4 hour for so long, and creates a higher low, lower high, breaks this, creates a lower low, lower high. Like, it's just the structure, bro. We know sellers are sitting here because price got here, and then you can just see the structure on the 4 hour, but most likely see it on the 1 hour. Even when price was bullish right here, you can see the break of this lower high, creates a high, equal high, or whatever, lower high, but it still creates the higher low. It never breaks this higher low, and then it just continues to go up, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, hit this fucking level of sellers, creates a low, lower high, hits back to this level of bars that it held, created a higher low after that, and then break this lower high, higher high, higher low, and you see it just goes up. Like, it's all key levels and structure, bro. So yeah, that's what I'll take away from this BTCL, was the structure just wasn't creating those lower lows and those lower highs. So I should have got out of my trade. I should have been looking at the market like, yo, it's not creating no more lows, it's not breaking its previous low, so price doesn't want to drop. You know what I mean? And plus, I took that trade out of session anyway. So I took it but before London session, so already 2 L's on my part that, you know what I'm saying, I wasn't supposed to do. So I want to see price tap into this level of sellers right here and then reverse and go down, or if it breaks this, create that higher lows and start building back up to buys and come up to this level. Just depends. We'll see what it does this weekend. That's pretty much it. That's it for today. If I take another setup this weekend, I'll just make an update video, and I'm gonna put these as days, even though like days go by. I'm just gonna put them as day 1, day 2, day 3, and just keep it moving that way, you know. But fuck with y'all. Peace.